night at the Bernabeu. We know how
and expect to see tomorrow?
Good afternoon. Well, I want to see a Real Madrid very similar to the one we saw in Lisbon. That's what I want, what I hope for, and what we're working toward. As you said, it's going to be a very special match, a great Champions League night at the Bernabeu. We know how important the fans are in these kinds of games, the impact they always have, and we're focused on winning the match and going through to the next round.
I wanted to ask you about tomorrow's absence, due to UEFA's decision, the full suspension of Pestiani. Have you discussed it in the dressing room, and what is your opinion on the matter?
No, we haven't discussed it, and my opinion remains the same as last week. We are facing a great opportunity to mark a before and after in the fight against racism. UEFA, which has always led this fight against racism, now has the opportunity to ensure it's not just a slogan or a nice banner before matches. I hope they take advantage of this opportunity.
Continuing on the subject of Pestiani, has anything changed in the dressing room this week? Has Vinicius spoken further about it? After the suspension was announced, have you discussed it again? Has the player said anything new, or are you more or less in the same place as last week? And beyond the one-match suspension, do you believe what comes next? Whether it's further sanctions, closing the case, or whatever decision is made, is what truly matters.
No, right now we are very focused on tomorrow's match. As I've said, we're concentrating on delivering a great performance, showing a strong image, doing things properly on the pitch, and performing at a high level so we can win the game. That's where our main focus is. That's where we're putting all our energy and effort, and that's what we want to see tomorrow. The rest, obviously, is not something that concerns us directly. We're not the ones who have to make those kinds of decisions. That responsibility lies elsewhere.
The other day, Mourinho justified everything somewhat by referring to Vinicius's celebration. He wasn't very forceful. Some coaches, like Kompany, were very critical of him. Courtois has just said, "We cannot justify an alleged act of racism because of a celebration." I wanted to ask if you agree with that and whether you think Mourinho was unfortunate in his comments last week.
What I believe is the same thing I said last week. I think it was here, and I also said it in Lisbon after the match. Vinny scored a beautiful goal, a fantastic goal, and nothing he does or has done on the pitch justifies an act of racism. I said it last week, and I'll repeat it now. For me, that's the most important thing. Nothing justifies an act of racism.
I wanted to ask how the mood is in the dressing room. Are the players fired up? I imagine they're very motivated, given that this feels like a final.
Yes, there's a lot of excitement and a real desire to experience a Champions League night at the Bernabeu. Everyone who has lived it knows how special it is, the atmosphere that always builds, and we're aware that tomorrow will be no different. It will be a great Champions League night. There's a lot at stake. People often say here, this is a final, and in a way it really is, because the winner moves on to the next round and into the draw, which is our objective. So we're highly motivated, full of energy, hoping we can enjoy a great match tomorrow, and that our fans enjoy it too, because that's what we want.
I wanted to ask you about the comments made by the former president of Barcelona, who is now a candidate again. He said, "The biggest scandal is that Madrid has appointed referees for 70 years. What do you think about those statements?
Well, as you said, I'm not going to comment on the words of candidate Laporta. For me, the biggest scandal remains that after 3 years, the Negreira case, which is the most serious case in the history of Spanish football, is still unresolved.
I wanted you to tell us how Vinny is doing. He's been decisive in recent matches, especially in Champions League games, where he tends to raise his level. With everything that has happened, how is he? And does he seem even more motivated?
He's doing very well, very well. He's eager and, as you said, highly motivated for this type of match. The truth is that since he arrived, he has been delivering outstanding performances. He's been a difference maker, which is what any coach wants, to have a player like Vinicius Jr. on the pitch and get the most out of him. That's what we're looking for, to create situations on the field where he can show his full potential. He's also very important in the dressing room, with strong character. He's a leader, and we need him tomorrow to enjoy himself again and deliver a great performance.
In recent matches, we've seen Vinicius regain his rhythm, the goals, the smile, but Mbappé seems maybe not physically at his best. I don't know if it's related to his knee discomfort. Can you tell us exactly